You're listening to the best of the Morning X, dropping back into the interview from a few moments ago. This is the original 99X.
IBA World Heavyweight Champ Suzy Taylor
is in the house. Morning, Suzy.
Good morning.
Now, IBA, in men's professional boxing, there's like IBF and I mean, there are how many different organizations that are?
About 6.
So how many in the women's world of boxing?
3.
3.
Now, where's Christy Martin in this whole mix?
Christy Martin doesn't actually hold a title. She has an honorary title. She was one of the...
Get right up in the
right
microphone
up in there.
If you would.
She was one of the pioneers, if you will, of women's boxing. She got an honorary title about 5 years ago, but she hasn't had a title since.
Why? I thought she had this unbelievable record and all this stuff, and she only has an honorary title.
She only has an honorary title.
Well, how do you get an honorary title? I mean, don't you have to either win a belt or not win a belt?
There wasn't enough women really to sanction the weight classes, so she was fighting everybody in different weight classes, different sizes, and so they gave her an honorary title until more women came in. And now there's such good girls out there that she doesn't even have a chance.
Were you ever in the ring with her?
That's so funny.
No, I outweigh her by 25 pounds.
Because she came in, and I was under the assumption that she was the end-all, be-all of women's boxing.
Well, at the time she was.
Right.
That's what she's saying. At the time she was. There weren't that many people in the field, right?
It was 96 during the Olympics.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
About 2 years.
Now, you are how tall and how much do you weigh?
5'10", 168 pounds.
And that is, I mean, I'm looking at you, that's solid muscle right there. How much you have obviously bulked up from, like before you went into professional boxing, how much did you weigh?
About 100 and maybe 55 pounds. But I train 3.5 to 4 hours a day. I run 3 miles 3 times a week, and have a strength training coach, and then I also have a boxing coach that I train about 3.5 hours a day with. So.
What made you want to box in the first place? What brought you into this wicked sport?
I moved here to Atlanta, and I was always very athletic and outdoors, and it rained for 40 days when I got here, and I was like, I gotta find something to do indoors that I can compete.
40 days.
So I was like, I started kickboxing, and then my trainer talked me into fighting in the Nationals 2 years ago, first ever Women's National Boxing Championship, and I finished 2nd overall.
Wow.
What is it? Because it's one thing to go into, I guess, a gym and learn how to kickbox, and then it's another thing to go into a match where you have to kickbox a person and get kickboxed yourself.
First time you get hit, it's a little bit shocking. And once you get hit a few times and you get over the initial shock, you realize that it really doesn't hurt.
How can that be?
It just doesn't hurt. I mean, I've had 13 professional bouts, and I had 3 amateur bouts, and I've only had a black eye once.
So you never broke a nose or anything else?
Well, last week's been rough.
Have you?
My nose is swollen today. So I was fighting a guy that was 6'1". My last opponent was 6'2". So
a guy?
Yeah, I spar with men during the weekend.
Oh, okay.
This guy caught me with a good right hand, and he...
Now, is he going full on?
Yeah, you hit a guy hard a couple times.
I'm
and
saying,
there's a bunch of guys in the gym.
Is he, just because you're a woman, you would think that he might... Although you're a great boxer, does he lay back or does he go for it?
I think initially they don't want to hit me until they get hit a couple times. And usually when my trainer will say, I'll be like, he's irritating me because he's like hitting me in the arm or hitting me in the chest. And my trainer will say, like, tee off on him. If you tee off on him, yeah, he'll hit you back.
Were you competitive as a kid in
Always.
sports?
Softball, volleyball.
Kind of have to be.
Yeah, I think I got hurt worse playing basketball and softball than I ever got hurt boxing.
I didn't even know I played against her in a softball game. I didn't realize in a tournament. You were there. You were on the same team.
That's right.
And at that time, were you just starting to box? That was a couple of years ago.
I started about 2 years ago. I started boxing. So
now, when you were a kid, did you get in like a lot of fights with other girls and boys in the schoolyard?
I had 2 brothers, and what they say about family rivalry is true. I mean, we used to duke it out all the time.
And now this is what I've always been like. I've seen videotapes of you, and you've got great form, and you fight like like any pro you would imagine fight. At any point when you get in a scrap with another woman in the ring, do you ever feel the temptation to just like kind of revert into girl scratching and hair pulling?
It's kind of hard to scratch with the gloves on, JB.
Do you ever feel the urge to just get into that natural girl fight mode?
Well, when my third fight was in Las Vegas. My first 5 fights were in Las Vegas, and my third fight was in Las Vegas. And this girl came out. She was ripped. She was in phenomenal shape. And she kept grabbing me and putting me in a headlock. And my manager said there's no doubt if the gloves wouldn't have been on, there would have been some hair pulling and everything else going on in that match. Because it was everything. Elbows, fists.
How many fights a year?
I try and fight once a month.
Once a month? That's a lot,
That's a lot. Seems like
for
a lot.
in the boxing world? Or are we just trained to hearing the heavyweights that fight every, year and a half?
Yeah, but they're also making millions of dollars as
Right.
to where I'm making, $4,000 or $5,000 a fight. And
Do you immediately start training the next day after a fight for the next one?
no, I take 4 to 5 days off.
You just chill out, eat what you want, and then get right back on it hardcore?
I usually put on about 8 pounds. My next fight, I have to weigh in at 160, and so now I'll start eating protein, and then after the fight, I'll probably gain the 10 pounds right back.
What's your ring music? Your entry music?
I just always tell them just whatever you want, something upbeat, something to get the crowd going, and just whatever you have.
Have you ever been out and some guy gets very? Have you ever taken out a guy? I mean, outside the ring.
Yeah, some guy
didn't know who he
said
was messing
something
Yeah,
and
yeah. Somebody messing with you.
You could
has
probably
that
get
ever
arrested
happened?
for that, right? Your hands are a lethal weapon.
That's right. I'm not allowed to fight on the street.
No, I mean, has that ever happened? Have you ever been? Has any guy acted really fresh to you?
The
And-
only person that I've heard is my husband. I punched him in the face and gave him 5 stitches.
Are you kidding me?
Can we talk to him about that?
husband abuse.
Come here for a minute.
Can we talk to him about that?
Why did you hit him?
What's wrong?
Oh, wow.
What happened over here?
Hang on.
We were just kind of messing around in the kitchen one day, and she goes, "Look what I learned today." This is when she first started, and she didn't have very good self-control at the time, and she went with a 1-2, and the 2 kind of got my eye, and next thing you know, there's blood all over my hands and face, and went to the hospital and got 5 stitches.
Hey, my wife beat me.
Wow. Yeah, you don't tell the guys at work that, do you?
No, I got hit by a softball.
You don't mess around with her at the house, do you? No.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Got hit by a softball.
So, do you have the same kind of overhead that a lot of these fighters have? I mean, you always hear that these purses are so big, and they have to split it with managers, agents, all that. How does that work with you?
Most managers want 33%, and the trainers get 12. So you figure 47% of your purse is gone. But I do my self-management, and then I work also with Jesse Reed. He's a world-renowned trainer. Trains Johnny Tapia, Razor Reddick. He does a lot of my contract negotiations, and he doesn't charge
You
me.
should look into Don King. He's a good guy.
This is,
No, thanks.
Suzy Taylor. She is the IBA World Heavyweight Champ. Can I just ask your husband? And what's your
Emmett.
Emmett. What's it like seeing your wife in the ring getting beaten up?
Well, at first it was real stressful. I used to come home every night and be really sick the next day while she's out partying, celebrating a victory.
But it hasn't been an issue yet because you haven't lost, have you?
I lost my pro debut.
Oh, you
My
lost
very
your
first
debut.
fight, and
Oh,
that's
okay.
the girl I'm fighting August 6th.
Oh.
But she still takes some shots. It's not like she goes unscathed.
Yeah, the hardest thing for me is I go with her almost every day to the gym and, watch her and make sure she's doing what her trainer tells her to do. And the hardest thing for me is when she gets in the ring, she still has a tendency sometimes to get into a brawl with the person instead of using her boxing skills that she has.
Yeah, that's what.
So I sit at the side of the ring yelling, get your butt down and stuff like that, and it's just...
Get your butt down?
Yeah, she has a tendency to stand up straight, so when the other girl hits her, she'll stand up, and if she just keeps her, legs bent and her butt down is basically how we put it.
I always tell Jimmy to keep his butt down, too, in the show.
All the time.
It gets very annoying.
Well, at
Suzy,
6'1", you're a big target.
No, 5'10".
Yeah, my last
5'10",
opponent was
you're-
6'2".
okay.
And she was tough. She came out. She probably beat me the first 2 rounds. We were fighting a 6-round fight, and she came out. She took my head off the first 2 rounds.
Well, that's a very interesting line of work you found for yourself, honey.
Kick his ass.
You go for it,
No,
Suzy.
wait, no, don't get. Hey.
Welcome to the best of the Morning X with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. Lowering expectations one segment at a time. 99X.
YouTube personality Benny Johnson has cracked the code on a new era of newsmaking.
Very controversial, very strong opinions. A person who speaks truth fearlessly, breaking for nobody.
It's a new cultural landscape.
We're not trying to politicize this. People are primed now, and forgive me, dude, it is what it is. Here's what's going on in your country, bro.
The Benny Show.
Get ready if this is something that you needed to put a little pep in your step. No? Yeah? Okay.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.